Hello everyone. I can feel like the very active movement. We have a new 7,000 chairs. We bought new 7,000 chairs, but we couldn't really use them at all for the 7 years. But I can see a large audience. I can feel like it's like the Success Academy that we have that we used to enjoy before COVID-19, and the government announced to lift all the limitations for big events. Now we can actually have offline events like before COVID. So you have faced a lot of difficulties, but still you didn't give up. When the big is really strong, your kite would fly higher. So, and as the kites, all Atomians have become even more successful even before the COVID-19, the difficulty, and we are renewing ourselves day by day, and this innovation would continue every day in the future as well. And this fast-changing world, actually, we need to move faster than those changes. And that way, we can survive the changes. Now, we saw many successful people, new leaders, Royal Master Chang He-ran, and many new leaders. Congratulations from my deep heart. And Jadik Malay from Malaysia, Crown Master from Malaysia. It is astonishing. So we have a Crown Master outside Korea, Jadik. Thank you for your effort and congratulations. I believe we will be able to see even brighter smiling face from you. Now, because of this COVID-19 pandemic, actually the far distant future have come to us earlier than we expected. The online activities, many experts predicted that the online world would come to us, but it has become accelerated by the pandemic, and we are much more familiar with the online activities, and we will be able to create the synergy effect from online and offline hybrid events. So this is the era, post-COVID-19 era, and COVID-19 era is ending very soon. So we need to change ourselves. The education training system would also change. We will strengthen our online training system, and we would also develop further the offline training. And that doesn't mean that we will stop doing the online training, ABS and Atomy Business School. The MBA course and 4-year course are almost done now. And among them, for the startup, build up, level up, and jump up. So we have 4 years of courses. And what is more important for members is to take the 3rd-year course, level up course. So in April, we opened that course. So startup and build-up course, actually, these are something that you already know. The first 2 years are about something that you already know, so you can start from the 3rd year, and after taking the course, and you can also take a look at the 1st grade and 2nd grade course. You can see that this is a very basic knowledge about Atomy that I already know. But if you take a look at those content, then you can also learn many things because you can learn how to introduce Atomy to those newbies. And we already started started the third grade course, and from this month, April, so we have many students taking the course, the third year, third grade course. Actually, education, teaching is changing. Education is changing. It is not about teaching, it is about learning. So it is the main part of the education is not teacher. What is more important is student learning many new knowledges by themselves. And the benefit of learning system is that many students can choose what they need, and they can also change the speed. For example, if you work really, really hard, if you don't really sleep at all, then you can actually finish the ABS course within a month if you work really, 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 really hard, day and night. But there are also some people who are actually doing other work. They don't really have many, many time. So they can actually take one course for 1 month, so they can take their time. They can finish the course in 1 year, so you can have your own speed. So after finishing, completing the course, and an MBA course is equals to master's degree. And after completing the course, you can actually earn more money than those usual master's degree. Actually, those with master's degree, for those with master's degree, earning a lot of money is not an easy job, but it's possible for Atomy's MBA course. Many people think that the forklift is very impressive, but that much money is something many leaders are earning, like every year. So maybe we should give you that much cash with forklift, not just sending the money to your bank account, because many people don't really know there are actually a lot of people earning that much money every year. I really envy them. So this is about the ABS course. You can learn many knowledge from the ABS course. And we provide a Korean language right now, but it will be other languages will be available later on. So the training and education will be done automatically. Actually, at Atomy, I always say that just hang out first, and then after hanging out, you can start working. And with ABS and other training courses being fully utilized, you will never have to introduce Atomy on your own. The ABS would do it for you. Everything would become automatic. So you can be gathered together and offline. And you saw the rabbit today, right? You can watch those performance. You can enjoy the time together. So rather than just doing the training, so we can have some communication with each other, saying hello to each other, rather than just education and training. So training would be done by the ABS, the online course, and the other things, those emotional communication would be done by Success Academy and offline events. So in the future, you would tell your friends, the non-Atomians, then you would say, let's go and watch the performance. It's really, really funny. It's interesting. And they would really come to Atomy. So that way, the business is will also become automatic, and that's our goal. That'll become absolute business. So we are in the course. We are on the way to that goal. So to realize that dream, to reach that goal, we need to work really, really hard right now. Leaders, if you are a leader, you should never sleep. As a leader, you don't really separate your time. This is for many people say work-life balance, but I don't really like the word. Many people say this is a new trend, this is a new concept, but it's been around. The word has been around there for many years, from many years ago. Many of our parents would always say it is important to hang out rather than working hard. But how about their retirement life? Actually, they didn't really work as young people, as a young person, so they are not working. They're still working. They are very old, but they are still working. So from until 30 years old, you study, and between 30 years old and 60 years old, you work, and after 60 years old, you should retire, right? But those young people from 30-year-old and to 60 years old, they pursue work-life balance and they don't really work really hard. Then what does that mean? They, after the retirement age, they should work even harder. They cannot take a rest. So I believe the people should work really hard for the 30 years. And then after that 30 years, you can actually have your work-life balance because you don't really have to work. You are 70 years old and you are still working. It's nonsense. It isn't a work-life balance. But I would say this is my own balance. Of course, that's right. I'm 70, but until the end of my life, I will work. And I saw many successful Christians did it. So I will take a rest in heaven. There, you can't really work. So here, I will work to the fullest. And heaven, I can take a full rest for the rest of my second life. But here, in my first life, I will work until the end of my life. So it is really important to work harder when you are young. And I believe that's why I don't really like the term work-life balance. In Atomy, we have a new promotion, right? Semi-sales master, right? Sesema. We call it Sesema. Or 판매사, not 판매사. I like the terms. So after becoming auto sales master, you can earn about 1K or 2K or 4K dollars. But as a semi-sales master, you can earn about 1K dollars every month. To become semi-sales, you need to have about 1.5 million PV on the both legs. And as a semi-sales master, you can earn about 1K dollars every month as a semi-sales master. So it'll make it easier for you to become sales master. So those who have the customers with some groups of customers, they can become semi-sales master and they can earn some money. So those customers can become a leader. That way we can increase the number of semi-sales masters. And you can persuade many other people, your customers, to start the business as a semi-sales master. And that way, if you are a sales master, you can maintain your position in an easier way. And that way, you can also become auto sales master as well. So it is a win-win system. That way, you can also the sales masters, the original sales masters will become the masters. That's what we expect. From the early April, we started the system. We started the semi-sales system. Now we have a lot of new groups getting bigger and bigger. There are many people who are active in those in the promotion activities, and as there are many people who are very active, but there are some people who are not taking any action. But it is really, really, really important to become very, very active with some new announcements from the company. And with the semi-sales promotion, you should encourage your team members to actively participate in the system. And you need to have a high expectation. So you should think in your mind and you should tell other people that semi-sales master would be groundbreaking. But if you don't really have any expectation, the result will not be very good.
So if you don't do that, you will not see the true value of this semi-sales promotion. So although, become an imperial master, it seems too long away from sales master. But actually, this is the start. You will be able to get that 1 billion won prize, and you will drive your dream car just by starting with semi-sales master, because this is the first step to become successful in Atomy. So if you right before you are taking the challenge, you think this is impossible to become imperial master. How can I become an imperial master if I'm just a semi-sales master? It will take so long. If you have those kind of mindset, you won't be able to become an imperial master at last. You see, a lot of our imperial master, they're undergoing their hard times. They have literally living in poverty for a long time. But they have faith, they have belief in Atomy, and they believe that they will become imperial master at last. And now you can see they are living their best life. And also in the overseas branches, when our imperial master, when they are still working as a business member, they don't even speak foreign language, they don't even speak English, but they still go to the US, the States, European countries to give out lectures. So if you don't have confidence in yourself, you don't believe you can do it, I can't believe you guys will think like this. You have seen all these people become successful. So what are you hesitation? Why do you look down to yourself? You will never become successful if you look down on yourself. You have to trust yourself and you have to be smart. Trust yourself, or else you will just stay in your miserable life. We have our crown leaders here. We have our royal leaders here. They seem so successful sitting here, right? But back then, they're just ordinary people. If they don't have the faith in them back then, will they be able to sit here now as a global leader? They are all ordinary people. They didn't receive good education. They are poor, and they were once poor, and have a lot of miserable accident in life. They have financial burdens, but still they believe in themselves and they believe in what I said to them. So that's why they have become so successful. So it means that what I'm saying is true. There are a lot of surveys, studies about how one's mental life thinking will change their actual situation. So if you have your imaginations, if you believe in yourself, this is the law of success. You will be able to become successful. And when you teach your partners about this, they will also be success and will duplicate all the success experience, and this is the law of success. It was being proved already. It is not something just mentioned by an old man. There are a lot of evidence proving that the law of success is true. And what is the core of the law of success? Is you have to trust yourself. But sometimes people will be afraid if they are thinking too much. They're too confident about themselves. They're afraid they will be failed in the future. But sometimes we don't have to focus on in the future, because if you hesitate in this moment, you'll never succeed in the future. I am very certified about this. When I was that poor, when we first started the Atomy business, we don't even have an office. And I tell all these members that I'm going to give them 10 billion Korean won when they become Imperial Master. Do you think normal people hear that they will believe me? I'm such a poor, miserable, middle-aged man, but you know what? We did achieve all these miracles because we have faith in ourselves and we have faith in each other and we have faith in Atomy. And some managing survey studies, they take Atomy as a sample to analyze and to investigate how Atomy works. And there's a book, the name is Super Fuchsia Generation. So a professor from Ewha Women's University, a very famous professor majoring in economics, he write this book about Atomy. So you might think, what is Fuchsia? Fuchsia is a combination of volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, which means that our society is the future is very unstable. So how can we solve this Fuchsia society? There are a lot of study about this. But the surface, all these papers, is just theories. These are just based on some theoretical principles, some textbooks. But Atomy, we are a living sample. We are a living example. We have a lot of evidence to show that this is a module that can solve the future society. So, what is about the super future generation? All these like the volatile, the uncertainty, the complexity. In this environment, how can we do the business and become successful? So the key is to have a compass in hand. So now all these professors are studying about the superfuture society. And in Atomy, we use our management module, we use our system to prove that we are the next generation business. So this is not easy because all the achievements we have, the education program we designed, these are the evidence. So within the superfuture generation, what should we do? How can people overcome the difficulties? How can people run the business? So Atomy will become the textbook for them. I don't know if you guys realize I'm also a business professor. And I know some of you don't like to read, but I really appreciate if you can read this book because there are a lot of useful informations. Even if the content is a little bit difficult, you found yourself don't understand the things inside. But you will find it interesting because although the first half of this book is all about those theoretical contents, it's very complicated. It's about the complexity of society. So the first half of the book will be very complicated. I know that. But however, the second half of the book, which in the part of analyzing the future society, they use Atomy, the business model of Atomy, to explain things. So as you guys are so familiar with Atomy, you will find the second half very interesting because you will see how the scholars, the professors from those famous university, how they would describe Atomy and how they see Atomy. And when you read the second half, you understand everything. You will also have confidence because you suddenly know what the first half was talking about. And you will be easily understanding all these theories, all these complicated words. And also by reading this book, you will understand how Atomy is doing and how many recognitions we're getting from not only the society but from the scholars and professors. And Atomy, all the things about Atomy written in this book will be very fascinating, and you will see Atomy in a brand new aspect. So in the future, even if you don't have, you didn't ever study about business or finance, but actually in our study field we have something like sample analyzing. There are a lot of studies studied about Samsung, Google, like all these famous companies. So there will be a lot of professors analyzing how they become success. And now Atomy is also one of the samples. And also within the books, there will be a chapter talking about cherish the spirits. So 10 years ago, when I first built up this company, when I think about the keyword, the core of our business, I was thinking about spirit. So spirit is very important. But at that time, not a lot of businessmen would talk about things like this, like spirit, like vision. And they found it very unfamiliar because it is a very difficult, complicated concept. But however, this spirit is very important for every human, so as the cooperation. So what I'm talking about spirit, there are human spirit and there are the spirits of the God. And also in the Bible, spirit is such an important concept. Because our society was changing, the world is changing, but what doesn't remains unchanged is the spirit of every human. It can bring us out of all the obstacles. They can solve the difficulty for us. So Atomy want to act like a spirit to everyone so that they can find hope in the darkness. That's why we put cherish the spirits in our motto, because we have to have the spirit in our heart, even if we're doing the business. And also in Atomy, we talk about the philosophy of cow and philosophy of babies. This is actually the same concept. So in Atomy, we don't treat our member as a tool for wealth or for. We treat all the members as a part of us because everyone have their spirits. We have to respect everyone's spirit. Just like the philosophy of cow and philosophy of babies, the farmers will raise the cow because they want to get the milk, but for the mother who were raising the children, they raised them because of the spirits, because they love them. So when all these professors and university professors, they found Atomy to become success in this VUCA society is because of the philosophy we have. We cherish the spirits. They are so surprised because no other corporation would talk about things like this. So now we are spreading our message to the world, and people will recognize us. Because back then, the MLM industry has such a bad image for everyone. But Atomy overcome all these prejudice. We overcome all these bias. We break the bias. And we go to another next level, a total different level with other companies. So we have to become number one in the world just by respecting every spirit of every human. We will not treat the grannies who is like running a small stalls as the useless person. We will cherish their experience and help them to become the imperial master. And this is possible in Atomy. We have to become a auto sales master, we have to become auto sharing roast master, and we eventually will become imperial master. We have to have this kind of dream in our heart. We have to have all the big dreams in our heart, and we have to be crazy about this. So if you are crazy enough, you will be able to success, and you'll be earning 1 million, 10 million. You have to grab this opportunity. This is not hard. This is not difficult. We have to dream big. Don't talk about you don't believe yourself, you think you're not doing good enough. You are all the future imperial masters. You will become the most successful person among your friends. So think about those things. Now you might be, there are people rejecting us, there are people talking bad things about us doing the MLM business. But when you become a successful leader, when you become imperial master, you don't care about the things people said. You can do anything you want. So all these small obstacles you're facing now, they will become nothing in the future when you become an imperial master. So when you know the law of success, which is to dream vividly in your heart, in your head, you will not care about what people said. You will only focus on how you're going to become successful. So that's why we need a goal. We need a big dream. At first, when I established Atomy, I have this big dream in my head. Even though I was just driving a second-hand car, even I was just living in a rental house, but I told everyone with my full confidence that I will be giving them 10 million won, 1 billion won cash in cash if they become imperial master. See how successful they are now, my imperial masters. You must be paying a lot of tax these days, right? It's important. Don't forget to pay your taxes. If you earn a lot, you also have to pay taxes. You have to return part of your wealth to the society.
한 달에 1억 벌어가지고 절반 낼래요? 500만 원 벌어가지고 10%만 낼래요? 예? 500만 원 벌어가지고 50만 원만 낼
So
건지.
we must dream big. We want to pay a lot of taxes. It will be okay if you have a lot of money and you will be fine giving out your wealth back to the society. It doesn't affect your life because when you become successful, the money is not important anymore. So for me, I think personally, I think paying the taxes is the happiest time in the year for me because it means that I become successful and I can return to the society and I can help others. So don't think that paying taxes is government taking your wealth away from you. You should think the other way. You're helping the others. Then you'll be very satisfied about it and you'll be very happy about yourself too. Because some people really hate paying taxes. They think someone take their money from them. But actually, that's not true. It is fine to give back to the society. And also, after you pay your taxes, you can also make donations to compassion. You still have a lot of money to use for yourself. You will have a lot of money left for yourself. So for me personally, as you guys know, I have to pay a lot of taxes, but still I sponsor 1,000 children from compassion. Some people ask me, wow, 1,000 children, wouldn't it be a little bit, would it be a burden to your financial situation? But when I read their letters to me, I receive 1,000 letters every year, and when I read them, everything just worth it. So I don't really think giving money to these children will become a burden, but I feel really satisfied. I'm very happy about it. So I believe the members here, you guys are sponsoring your children through compassion. And even though when I was poor, even though when Atomy was not in a big scale, when we are just starting up, we used to donate part of our income to the children who needed help. But at that time, of course, we cannot donate a large amount. But now, since we have the atomy to do this, so we should do it. And these days, I go to check on the Compassion and Atomy homepage. I saw there are more and more people are sponsoring the children, and I was really, really happy to see it because I believe all of our members, we have a good heart. We like to serve in humility. And recently, we are become a part of CBMC, which is a Christian committee. So a lot of Christian entrepreneurs, they group together and they do voluntaries. So we are now a part of them. And before, when Korea is going to civil war, we receive a lot of help from this committee too. So as now we become a successful, our company has become successful, we would like to help the others too. And so that's why we are now very proudly to announce that we are part of them. And they asked me to become the vice president of Korea branch. So I said yes.
그동안은 이제 제가 중앙의 이사로서 이렇게 섬겨왔는데
So I have been always promoting charity and serve in humility. So I'm very happy that I have another identity that I can spread this message to more people. And I'm very happy that they chose me to become a vice president because they recognize how good Atomy is doing now, and they agree with our Christian-based philosophy. So I'm very happy to tell you guys about it. And tonight, you guys will be writing your life scenario. So this is very important. At first, I would like to ask all of you to write or update your life scenario every week, but since I believe you need more time or you have to work, so I encourage you, you must update your life scenarios every month at least. And after you finish it, you have to tell your friends, you have to tell your families, you have to tell your partners about your dreams and your life goals. So some people might not, agree with what you want. And also some people, when you first met them, it's hard to just open a topic about Atomy by telling them, oh, there is some absolute product, absolute price. But when you start with your dreams, you're telling them their goals, you're just like normal chatting, it will be more easy for them to understand Atomy and for more easily for them to attract to your stories, that they are interested in listen to your life goals. And when you tell them your ultimate goal is to become an imperial master and you will get a 1 billion won cash prize and what kind of house, dream house you're going to live. So they will also have this sketch of vision about Atomy. And also, we want to go to different countries to travel, and you like to do voluntary work. So these are the things you should tell your friends and your families. And don't be shy. And you have to talk to your friends more frequently about it. And starting from the beginning till the end, you have to keep updating them about your lives. So this is how our life scenario works. So it's important to repeat updating your life scenario and repeat telling these people about your dreams, and you can start to tell them more about Atomy.
So you can start from small stories, like the Atomy has a really good product, like toothbrushes. That's how many people say it is a good success tip. But I don't really agree with it. You should not tell them about small stories. You should tell them big stories like monthly income $1 million.
그렇게 빵 때리더라도
Actually, if you tell
받아들이는
them
건
about
가늘게 받아들인다.
big
그거를 계속
stories,
반복하면은
they would
점점
take
더
it as a small
크게
story,
받아들이게 된다는 거예요.
and as
그래서
time goes
여러분들이
by,
이
they would
비전을
become
설명함으로
more and more
말미암아서
impressive
사업자를
about our
찾아내는
vision.
거고
So it is
제품
important
설명을 통해서
to
소비자를
tell
찾아내는
them the
거다 하는
storytelling
거죠.
about the
물론
vision,
그것이
and that way you can
비즈니스를
find consumers.
로 인도를
That way you
하면은
can
당연히
find
제품을
leaders. Of
사용해 봐야
course,
되니까 또 소비자가
in order
생기겠죠.
to
또 소비자를 또
in
찾다
order
보면은 이 제품에 대해서
to
만족을 하면 나도
have
이걸로
more
해서
leaders,
비즈니스를 해볼까 이렇게
recruit
비즈니스로 전환을 하는 경우도
more
있겠죠. 그러니까
recruit more
소비자로부터
leaders. Of
시작을 해서
course, you
비즈니스로
should
가는 사람도 있고
first
비즈니스로
recruit
시작해서
consumers.
소비자로 가는 사람도
Of
있다는
course,
거예요.
there's the other
그런데
way around. Like
여러분들이
some people would go from a
말만
leader
얘기하는
to
것이
a
중요해요.
consumer, or the other way
그래서
from consumer to
말도 안
leader.
되는
But
얘기
what is
한다
more
하고
important for the both
얘기를
cases
좀 들을 수도
is to tell
있지만은
them
그
big
중에는
stories. Of
귀담아
course,
듣는
some
사람들이
people would
생기는
say
거예요.
this is ridiculous, it
여러분,
is not realistic,
이
but there
비즈니스를
are still some
진주
people who believe in
소개까지라고
the
얘기를 합니다.
believe in the vision.
무슨 얘기냐면
So
바다에 들어가 가지고
the story,
이
the
속에 안에
vision
진주가 들었을까
is
안 들었을까
actually
만지작만지작
the
살피고 이러는 것이 아니고
shell
무조건
of
조개라는 조개는 다
pearl.
바구니에 담아가지고 나와 가지고
It is not
까보는
that
거예요.
you can actually,
나보고 진주가 없으면 버리면 되는
no one
거예요. 왜?
knows
바다에
whether
깊은으로
there
들려 있는
is
것이
the
조개다 하는
jewel
거예요.
in
그러니까
the
또 들어가
shell.
가지고 오늘은 이쪽으로
Then
들어가고
what you
그다음
should
날은 이쪽으로
do
들어가고
is
그다음
to
날은
gather
이쪽으로 들어가고 또
all
그다음 날은
the
한 100m
shells
가가지고
that you
들어가고 그다음 날은
can.
200m 가서
It's not
들어가고
that you
온
should be worried
바다가
about
진주 조개 밭이기
uh,
때문에
is there a
바다는
jewel
넓어요.
inside the shell?
그러니까
No, no way. You
있는
shouldn't do that. You should
조개라는 조개는
first gather
다 까보는 거예요.
all the
그래서
different
여러분들
shellfish,
이
all the different
다이아몬드라는
shellfish,
보석은
and
만들어지는 것이
then
아니고
later on, you
발견되어지는
can
거다 이렇게
actually
얘기를
find
합니다.
one
흙
jewel
속에
out of
다이아몬드가 묻혀
many
있을 수가 있어요.
shellfish.
흙 속에
Or
여러분의
there can be
임페리얼
a
파트너가 묻혀 있을 수가
diamond
있다는 겁니다.
under the
그거를 그냥 씻어보는
ground.
거예요. 조개
You
까듯이
should give
까보는
a
거예요.
try.
아니면 버리면 되는
No
거예요.
one
왜?
knows the future, no
세상으로
one knows
전하는
the
것이
result,
사람이에요.
but you should at least give it a
그래서
try. And
그냥
it is
한
important to
100사람, 200사람,
increase the
한 1000명
possibility, and
버린다고
you
생각하고
should
그냥 막
approach
전해보는 거예요.
100
그냥
people, 1000
아니
people,
1000명
or
버렸더니
10,000
사람 없어져?
people. It doesn't really
아니에요.
matter how many
대한민국에도
times
나만의
you
말대로
are
천만이
rejected.
있어요. 응?
We have a
그중에서
lot
이
of people
천만에
in this
들어있다고 할 수
nation.
있는
We have
연령대에
50
들어가는
million
사람들이란
people in
말이에요.
Korea.
그러니까
So you should
여러분들이
give it a try.
사람
You should
아까워하지
approach
말고
them. You should
담대하게
try to
전하고
recruit them. It doesn't
아니면은
really
버리고
matter
또
if
다음
you are
날을 택하고
rejected.
그 대신에
So
한 번
you
얘기하고
should
그걸로 끝나는 것이 아니고
contact
또
many
얘기하고 또
as many
얘기하고
people as possible.
얘기를
You should approach
해놓고요.
as many people as
여러분들이
possible.
얘기하는 것이 여러분의 일이에요. 그
So
사람의 마음을
telling them
변화시키는 것이 여러분의 일이라고 생각하면
about the Atomy story
얘기했는데
is your
마음이 안
job.
변하면
Your
여러분들이 마음이
job
변해버려
is
답답해가지고.
your
그러니까
job is
여러분들은 어떻게
not
하느냐
changing their
그냥
mind.
던져
Your
얘기
job
던져
is just
던져
telling them the story.
던져놓고 이
Tell them the
사람이
story,
마음이 변할까 안 변할까
and you should be worried
내가
about
고민하지 말고
the results.
그냥 던져놓고 나는 편히
You should
살아.
just
그다음에
tell the
또
story
와가지고 또 그냥
and
던져.
have a good sleep. And next day, you
그러면은 그
should
얘기를 받은
tell
사람이
the story
고민을
to
하게 된다는
others. And that way,
그리고 여러분 10번
that
얘기하지 않은
person
것은 한 번도
would
얘기하지
be
않은
thinking
거라는
about the story,
또
not you.
명심을 좀 하세요. 그러니까 한 번 얘기를
It
시작하면
is
이
ever
사람한테
better
10번은 내가
to
얘기를
tell
해야
the
되겠다
story 10
하고
times
얘기를 하라
than
하는
just
거예요.
one time.
여러분들 뭐 가족들
Do you
친구들
understand
있으면은
me?
그냥 얘기
If you,
돌리는
you
거예요.
have all the friends and family members, you just tell them,
뭐라고
let's do the Atomy.
그리고 그 사람들이 했던 얘기를
Just tell them
잊어버려요, 여러분들이.
and forget
잊어버리고 또
forget
똑같은
it,
얘기 또
forget
하는
about
거예요.
it. And later on, you can
또
repeat
잊어버리고
it.
또 얘기하는 거예요.
You just forget
그러다 보면
that
그
you
사람이
have
변하게
told them
그런데 그
about
중에 어떤
Atomy.
사람들이 있느냐?
And that way
정말
you can
이런
recruit
비즈니스를 찾고
people.
찾던 사람들이
And
있는 거예요.
there are
시대가 지금 막 변하고
those
있단 말이에요.
people who
앞이
were
불투명하단
looking for
말이에요.
a new business
똑똑한
because
사람들일수록
the world
이 시대를
is
어떻게
very
극복할 것인가, 어떤
the
비즈니스를 해야 될
instability in
것인가.
the world is
비즈니스가
growing,
지금
everything is
계속해서
not
이게
very stable, and there
장래가
are
보장이
still
되는
some
건가 하는
people
것에
who
대해서
were looking for this
생각을 많이 하는
kind of
거예요.
business. Then,
그런 사람들이
if
일을
you
잘하는 거예요.
approach
그러니까
as
현재
many
일을 잘하고 있는
people as
사람들, 소득이
possible,
높은
then you will
사람들일수록
definitely be
애터미를
able to
권해야 된다는
find
거예요.
that right person.
애터미 얘기를
You should
하다 보니까
tell many people about
500만 원 벌고
Atomy.
1000만 원 벌고 있는데요 지금 막 이러니까 막 아유 나도 그 돈만 벌려면
And
이런 애터미 사업 안 해도 될 건데 이따위로 생각하고 있으니까
many people
사업이 전달이
are
안 되는 거란 말이에요.
actually, many
500만 원,
people
1000만
doubt
원 버는
themselves.
사람을 보면은
Many people doubt the
당신이
Atomy
이걸
business
언제까지 그 돈을
after
벌 수 있느냐?
looking
60,
at
70, 80, 90
those
대
people
가지고도 그
who are
사업을
earning
끊겠냐고.
like 5K
그때는
or
어떡할 거냐고.
10K
그리고
dollars a month.
먹고 나면은 남는
But
게
what you should
뭐냐고.
do is to
자식들
tell
지하철을
them,
사줘야 될 거
can you
아니냐고.
earn that
요즘 집값이
much,
올라가지고,
like forever?
어?
Can you even buy a house with that
돈을 엄청 벌어야
income?
된단 말이에요.
You should not envy them.
여러분들 한 달에요.
You should doubt them.
진짜 1억씩 벌지 않으면은요. 자식들한테 집 사주기도
If
힘들어요.
you don't really earn
여러분들
like
세금 내고 뭐 하고 뭐 하고
$100K
나면은
a month
아,
after
1년에 10억
paying
번다고
all the
그래갖고 집 사요?
taxes, can you
그것도 한
actually
5년은
buy a
버텨야
house?
돼. 요즘 저기 저
If you
가까운
earn
집
like
하나
$1 million
살려고 그러면
a
걔네
year,
자녀들
can you buy a
둘, 셋
house
살려고 그러면 10년을
for your
살아.
children?
그럼 내 거는 어떡하냐고. 자녀들 10년.
It's not
나보고
enough.
얼마 안 남았는데.
Then
그러니까
how
내 것도
about
생각하고 자녀들 것도
like
생각하면은,
$10K
한 달에
a month
1억은
or
기본으로
$5K
좀 벌어야만이,
a month? Many ordinary
여기저기
people
좀
actually
베풀고
envy those
살아가고,
salarymen, but you should not envy them because
그래서
it's not a
여러분들이
big
목표를
money.
크게
As an
잡아야 돼요.
Atomian, what you should do
여러분들
is to set a
머릿속에
higher
떠오르는
goal.
것은요, 여러분이
In your mind, you
정신병자가
should
아닌 이상
set a
가능한 것이 떠오르는
goal.
거예요. 가능하다고
What you
하는
can imagine
100% 된다는
is
것이
something
아니고 1%라도
very, very
가능성이 있기 때문에
realistic
떠오르는
with
거고,
even 1% of
도전이라고 하는 것은
possibility. You
100%
can
어떻게
take on
할지를 도전하는 게
challenges,
아니에요.
and that
여러분들
challenge is not
그냥
something that you can achieve
셀러싱보도 올라갈 수 있는
100%.
뒷동산 가면서
It is the goal,
내가
your
오늘
dream.
집산 도전한다고
Is
하는
not
그
something
사람이
about
이상한
a
사람이에요.
very something easy to
정말 가다가
achieve.
산소가
This is
부족해서
not an
고산병이 걸릴
ideal
수도
dream.
있고 크레바스에 빠질 수도
All
있어.
dreams and all goals,
그냥
all
미끄러워서 못 올라갈
desired
수도 있고
goals
폭풍 때문에 사람이
are
날아갈
very
수도 있는
difficult to
그런
achieve. On the way,
저풍산,
you might face a
오천칠천,
lot of
팔천
difficulties,
그런
and
고공을
the
했는데
top
성공할
would
가능성이
be
100명 가다가
very,
한 명이나
very
성공하면
high, and
그런
only
산으로
one
올라갈 때
person
우리가
out of 100
도전이라는 말을
people
쓴단 말이에요.
would be able to achieve
그래서
that dream.
여러분들이
That
이
is
애터미 사업
the true dream.
목표를 크게
So you
가지세요.
should
그것이
have a
100%
high goal.
가능하기 때문이 아니에요.
That's not because you
제가
can achieve
여러분들한테
that
10억
100%.
시계차로 떠준다고 하는 일이
I tell you,
그때 내가 거지였는데
you can earn
그게 100%
$1 million
가능해서
with the
그렇게
forklift.
큰 소리를 쳤겠냐
And
하는
it
거예요.
is not actually,
그런데
and I told
안될
you
수 있는
this
부분이 더
like several
많지만은
years
저는
ago.
안 되는 거 신경 안 쓰는 거예요.
And I
된다!
told you that
된다!
I told you my
계속
dream
그것만
about the
보고 가는 거란
forklift,
말이에요. 여러분들
not
어두운
because
동굴
I
안에
believed
갇혔다고
that
하면은
it's
저
not
동굴을
because the dream
이후에
was achievable
반응기만한
100%.
그런 빛이 보이면은
It was
어디로 가야 돼요?
because
빛이
there was
이
only
어둠에 비해 가지고 1%도 안
there was a
되니까 그
possibility,
빛을 무시하지
even
않는 거예요.
if it's only 1%.
1%도
So
안 되는
all
그
the
빛을
desired
향해서
dreams
가면은
are
빛이
something
점점
very hard to
커져서
achieve.
결국은
And
돌고를
with that
밖으로
1%
나오고
possibility,
대면
if you
나올
work
수가
really,
있다.
really hard,
이게
and if you
성공의
believe in
원리하고
yourself, if
똑같아요.
you believe in the vision,
그래서
then
성공 못하는
definitely you can make
사람들은
it
성공 못하는
100%.
대부분의
Those who are
사람들은
not
빛을 보는 게
successful,
아니고
most
어둠을
of
보는
them
거란
actually
말이에요.
see the dark side, not the bright
가능성을 보는
side.
것이
They don't
아니고
see the
불가능한
possibility,
것을
they see the
보고 있는
impossible
사람들이에요.
things.
그 사람들은
They see
다
the
실패하는
downsides.
거예요.
That's why they
여러분들은 뭐를
become
보겠습니까?
the
가능성을
failure.
보고
But what you
여러분들
should do,
머릿속에
you should
떠오르는
see
것을
the
된다고
possibility.
믿고
What you can have in your mind
부딪히면서
is
나가면은
something
모두가 성공자가
that is very
됐습니다.
bright. The
애터미는 이 일을
possibility.
증명해
Atomy has already
냈습니다.
proved that.
감사합니다.
Thank you.